Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Guys, this is bittersweet. On one hand, Edgeworth is finally back. On the other, I'm pretty sure this episode is the second to last episode. Like this chapter. Meaning, after this, there's only one chapter left of the Phoenix Wright trilogy. And then we're done, everybody. This game we've been working on for... Let me check. When did my first Phoenix Wright video come up? I want to see. Get on the old tube. Bring up my channel. It was a while ago, so I know to just get in and start scrolling down. Wow, did you know that episode 44 was only 2 weeks ago? Jeez, time flies. Wow, weird. Alright, we're still looking. Still looking. Still looking. Still looking. Still looking. All my videos just stop after Minecraft. What the hecky? It's not letting me check. YouTube is being a butt. Won't let me check. But it's been a very long time. You know what? Hold on. Dr. Knealetapus. Tapus. I forgot the Tapus. Phoenix Wright. Episode 1. Damn it, I can't find it. God darn, Durga. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. It is time for Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we committed forgery. We did. We presented fake evidence to the court. And we got away with it. Dope. Now, I will warn everybody, today's stream is probably going to be very short. In an hour, I actually have a call with AJ, Will, and Calum to talk about some stuff. And it's a meeting for a podcast we're doing. So, because of that, this might be a shorter one. But we're going to go into it just like we always do. So, Turnabout Beginnings. Wait, is this a prequel? Oh, is this a prequel? Are we gonna see, like, a story about Edgeworth? The girl, let her go. And welcome to the old-timey video camera of opposing murder. This man is holding a small child, it looks like. Shut up and come closer, and I'll kill her. You shouldn't kill people. Oh no, that one's got a gun. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Someone just got shot. Someone fell off the bridge. Everyone is dead. Everyone. What the fuck was that? Phoenix! You're on the dark tube, my friend. I'm reading through the file of an old case. It was the first case of my long mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Data 1. Name Terry Fowles. Charge? Kidnapping and murder. Sentence death penalty. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Fowles met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had... Oh. That was the whole year. I can't read these fast enough. 6 years earlier. Mia Fey. First trial. Alright. Looks like we're getting Mr. Grossberg back to talk of hemorrhoids and mahogany. February 16th, 9:24 a.m. District Courtroom, Defendant Lobby, number 4. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia.
I did nothing. I swear. I didn't kill nobody.
Terry Fowles, my first client. Sentenced to 5 years ago, to death 5 years ago. And now, a prison escapee.
Oh, shit.
Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and just try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. I'm gonna eat this ball now. It tastes like stone.
But, Mr. Fowles, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Well, shit, sorry. I told a little lie.
Look at his eyeballs! He's such a cutie! Oh boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed anybody. Nobody.
Sorry for asking this, but you're on death row, right? Mia, you're not doing a good job of calming him. Hey, sorry about asking this, but you're totally gonna fucking die in a couple days, right?
Yeah,
I'm really sorry.
they sentenced me to die 5 years ago. But I was tricked, I tell you.
Oh yes, Calum, you missed a lot. You've missed my Godot voice. And I don't even know if Godot will be in this episode. It appears to be a prequel.
That woman.
Oh wait, what's the voice I'm doing?
I'm doing like this, okay. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then, about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. I like her haircut. She has a good haircut. The police believe that Terry Fowles did it. After you escaped, did you meet with the policewoman? Why is her uniform purple? She's Purple Guy from FNAF!
Oh. Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
So that much is true. He did meet with the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive, it's true.
Can I trust him? I mean, right? I should trust him.
Huh! Wait, what was Mr. Grossberg's voice? Mahogany! Aha!
Oh! That's Godot. I guess I'll just give him the same voice. For the record, Calum, just so you know, I have been giving Godot the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog. From frickin', Sonic. Hi, Bizarro. You haven't missed much. We're in a prequel, and this is clearly a young Godot. We're playing as Mia, and we're trying to stop some guy who's gonna get killed. So, this is clearly Godot, so
You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? Oh, so they did date. I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big city. A scary lion's den. It's not the big city, actually. It's just a lion's den, which some would consider to be worse than the big city. I don't. I fucking hate the city. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grossberg? That old man is probably still in bed, smoking some mahogany and talking about his butt. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, the ultimate life form Diego Armando. So that's Godot's name. Then why did he start calling himself Godot? I didn't say. So Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg offices, is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could have gotten out of it. Relax. I'm gonna try to be a little more lively because my whole thing with Godot is I was like, he's edgy. I'm gonna give him an edgy voice. But this is clearly before he was all edgy, so I think I'm gonna change the voice a little bit. I mean, he's basically a baby. Look at him. Relax. I just heard some good news. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it more emotion because usually I'm just like, Mr. Trite, I will destroy you. But now I'll just add more emotion. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? I wonder who he might be. However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation of a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? You're right, Bizarro. He is dressed in shadow colors. It's very fitting. Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's time to go. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me, because he's so fucking cute. Look at those eyes! When I saw those overflowing eyes, I heard that simple childlike voice. I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Oh, poor boy. Poor boy! February 16th, 10 a.m., District Courtroom number 4. Edward! Oh! It's this guy again! Wasn't he like Canadian or something? Court is now in session for the trials of Terry... Come on, eh? Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fowles. The defense is ready, Your Honor. He's so little! He's basically a baby! I gotta give him a new voice, too. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand. Oh, I understand, eh? The lawyers for both sides are newcomers. I can't fucking do a Canadian voice. The lawyers on both sides are newcomers, eh?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
So you're the new prosecutor. Fuck it, I'm just giving him the normal judge voice. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? Don't go thinking that there's actually just one judge in this entire law office, and he's just changing his clothes for different cases. 'Cause that's not the case, surely. That is the case, I'm the same judge as before, I just changed my looks. They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age.
At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. As you can tell, I am 500 years old. Anyways, now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days. Actually, according to frickin' Godot's objection, I always thought he was Jamaican. Calum asks, Kneale, if someone made a parody of this game with you as the main focus, what would you add to the game? I would add voice acting if they got a hold of me. I would voice act everything. I would be me. I would love that. Two days ago, he escaped from the police wagon. Is that correct?
Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. Calum, sometimes with voices. Instead of giving him a Jamaican accent, which I could have done. Instead of that, you just gotta give them how they act. And Godot acts so edgy as he drinks his black coffee from the pits of hell itself. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So, we are here to determine if Mr. Fowles was responsible for her death. You've got it, kitten.
Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Mr. Terry Fowles, was sentenced to death in this very courtroom. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. That is fucked, Your Honor.
A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted.
Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? It was the girl. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fowles at the scene of the crime and later testified against him. I don't love Godot. He's kind of a dick. He's just rude to me and throws coffee on me. She said she witnessed Mr. Fowles throwing his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. You know, one day I'm going to go through puberty.
And then I'm going to sound like this, right? Yes, I am Miles Edgeworth. But today, I am Miles Edgeworth. Most bodies of water that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
That policewoman you mentioned.
That wouldn't be. Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne.
Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is beginning to become clear. I like this beard. It's a good beard.
Huh?
Yes. Yes. Quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection!
Yeah, hard objection!
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide. You decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Erg. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice, or your tone.
Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. What? You're even younger than I am, hypocrite!
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness.
I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Are we gonna see a baby friggin' gumshoe? Are we gonna see a baby gumshoe? Yeah! He has a different jacket! Witness, state your name and occupation to the court.
Gumshoe, sure. Detective... Oh, wait, I gotta give him a different voice, too. Gumshoe, sir. Detective Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division a half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am! You got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Thank you, I know how hot I am. I don't need you to tell me. I am a stud muffin, and I'm aware of it.
Because why the fuck not, right?
Excuse me?
No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you.
Detective, pull your head out of your pants and begin acting like a professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Oh, edgy.
I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Tell us your story. Yes, right away, pal. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back.
Stabbed in the back, and you're to blame. You give murder a bad name. Actually, murder already kind of, has a bad name. But hey, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Alright? She was She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself.
Yes, sir. I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. It's so weird that I'm no longer doing this for Gumshoe. Usually I do this for Gumshoe, pal. But now I'm doing this for Gumshoe, pal.
They're basically babies. They're all babies.
This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
I see. Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Bridge located 40 feet above Eagle River. Wonder if that shit will be important later.
Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
Alright, I see a lot of shit here. We got a lot of commenters, so let's see if I can read through some of these. Murder is one of the 10 Commandments, so yeah. Bad name. Okay, Bizarro says, there's a method to the madness. Kneale made a pun without knowing it. When did I make a pun? Kneale, I'd strongly advise you stop encouraging reckless behavior. No, I continue to encourage recklessness. Go out there and run into trees!
Anyways, Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there.
Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me, as if I were some hoser.
As if I were some hoser, mate. I can't do the Canadian accent today, though. So I've just decided in my headcanon, this court and whole frickin' law office only has one frickin' judge. And he just changes his clothes with every other case.
Detective.
That is not the first time I've done that.
Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay. Now listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for the morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. Summary of the incident.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dust Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fawless. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fels was arrested at the police checkpoint.
We set up at the base of the mountain. It is weird doing a new voice for these very familiar characters.
Well, you certainly haven't established the Oh, wait, you have, actually. You have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. Oh, I wonder who this is! I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right? Especially for the beginning. I don't need you to worry about me, I mean. Oh, I don't need you to worry about me, I mean. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Whoops. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. And there we go. There we go. Kristen, you are on temporary timeout, my friend. Just to be careful. Because you were saying things. You were pushing opinions. And in this one, well, we don't want that in my chat, please, friends. So, you guys are in timeout. And I accidentally put Calum in timeout, too. I'm sorry. You're both in timeout. Stop it. Kiss and make up, both of you. Get together and kiss. No arguments in my chat. No arguments. Although, Calum, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You got 300 seconds. Kiss. Kiss for that 300 seconds. Alright, moving on. You've got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Summary of the incident.
On the day of the incident,
oh, I already read these. Alright. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and press the first one. This unknown person, you have no idea who it was?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Fowles.
What?
The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fowles.
A note?
Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk.
Victim's note added to the court record.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fowles.
Oh, well, we got more evidence, if nothing else. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. Why would you— what? It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Oh, Mia. Alright. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge. Press. A bridge up in the mountains? But why meet there?
Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why.
What do you mean by that? If you remember 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred was, of course, Dusky Bridge. Shit, fuck.
That very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Fowles.
Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic.
And that's where she was brutally murdered, pal.
Alright, Bizarro comments. I'm kinda curious what these flashbacks will lead to. Because the first case with Dahlia, and now this, have to be leading to something. Oh yeah, now that there's two, I am convinced. I still think Dahlia's coming back. I don't know when she's gonna come back, but I think she's coming back. Probably in the final case.
And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir.
Let's press that. Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great! We even got to say, "Don't move! We've got you surrounded!"
Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? Oh, is there? Is that a contradiction? Stabbed in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Bridge located 40 feet above. Flawless, 4:30 p.m. That bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Dahlia! Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. What? Okay, Dahlia's right there. Dahlia's name. Here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, enjoy Disney Plus, Calum. Alright. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? Location was on suspensions. Was a I can't read that. Location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? TTFN, Calum. Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed.
She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Fowles, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone.
The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to get away. Mr. Fowles was arrested at a police checkpoint. We set up at the base of the mountain.
Oh, we didn't press this one yet. Mr. Fowles Had a car then?
Well, the bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there. By car, I mean. How else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at the red light.
Oh, he stole a car?
Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. My car was stolen back when I was in the war.
This guy's sure... Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
This photo of the stolen car's trunk.
Oh! That right there is a dead body. That's kind of graphic.
Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
Crime photo added to the court record. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah.
Huh. What evidence do we have? Victim's note. Confidential police materials. This is where Dahlia's name is mentioned, so she's involved somehow. Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. Oh, I've seen myself a couple dead bodies, but hey, you know, it just gets to you from time to time. I've never seen one crunched up in a trunk. You can't tell from...
Oh, you can't tell from this photo, but, the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important. Oh, fuck. It's very important to the case. Neil, get your shit together. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you? Well, clearly this is what we need to present evidence to. Is there anything about this, fellas? Where... She's not wearing a white scarf.
Objection!
Witness!
Shit!
Shit.
What is it? Do something, Miss Faye!
I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually addressed someone like that.
Yep. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this.
Say there, kitten, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? I like coffee candy. Coffee candy tastes good, man. Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. How old is Mia? At this point. Well, he's 27. But I don't know how old Mia is. There. Come on, Mia. Shake it off, you're a lawyer. Detective!
Yes, ma'am?
This photo. You said that there is nothing peculiar about this, correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, then I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, this special request.
I
have one very simple question. Detective, where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
Or... The caller today. The caller told her to wear it, to identify herself. So I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this?
I see the defense is a little lacking. Shit, fuck. The scarf. The scarf you are searching for so desperately. Is it this one, perchance? No!
Where did you find that, sir?
On Dusky Bridge. I was there first, and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Why? Why didn't you tell me, pal?
I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know.
That's like super illegal.
Hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah, what ended up happening to Edgeworth? He seems very phoenixy here.
It's not exactly white, as the caller requested. But as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
It looks like it spent some time in the mud.
Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. You still here, Bizarro? You still alive? Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence.
Scarf worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Scarf added to the court record. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Bizarro says maybe this flashback will explain why he is the way he is now.
Maybe.
I don't know, though. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fowles did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there.
That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Ugh. Everything is moving at this whim. At his whim.
I screwed it up.
Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Events on Dusky Bridge.
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on.
Alright, Bizarro says,
oh, he's got another request. He wants the judge to say,
Kneale, don't screw up. You're this close to being on my list. Right next to that annoying guy in the blue suit. I'm totally not the same judge, by the way. I'm blonde, I got a different beard, I have a Canadian accent that I don't actually have. I am totally and legitimately a different man. To prove it, my name is, Biscuit. My name is Biscuit. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Witness's photo added to the court record. So as you can see, Terry Fowles had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Erg. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Well, Mia had a really weird career before Phoenix. Events on Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was... Oh, did I already read all this? The photo was accidentally taken by the witness. How do you accidentally take a photo? And also, if she had a camera, why didn't she take a photo when he tried to escape? Like, when he supposedly killed this person. Alright, let's start pressing. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. Oh, yep. You're right, Bizarro. It's totally Dahlia. A female college student? That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. How old is Gumshoe right now? Oh, he's 26. That means he's relatively, like, younger than he usually is. She does do well in the front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as an attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's female. And a college student, sir. Could we stop saying that?
if you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give a good reason why. Interesting. Yeah. Please tell us about the evidence in more decisive detail. Photo was accidentally taken. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it was hard to see what was going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved and stabbed. But wait.
Not that one, jeez.
They're clearly face to face here. Although you can clearly see it's raining. This?
Objection!
I don't know if we get penalties. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of place here is that pointer finger of yours.
Ah, shit, I fucked up. That could very well be.
Here, take this penalty, and yep, we get penalties.
Well, hey. Live and let live, I guess. What's the problem? Pointer fingers are made for pointing. These fingers are made for pointing. And that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these fingers gonna point a hole right through you. Alright. Let's take a look at this photo. Oh, that is not the right photo. Yeah, I guess I got it wrong. I was gonna try to look at the shoes and see if it was the same woman. Because here, like, she clearly has, like, weird shoes on. Hey, that guy's barefoot! Did they take his shoes? That's just rude. Alright, well, I got nothing.
Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back.
Is that part of the witness's testimony?
Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and she fell down right on her stomach.
I also think it's Dahlia. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Brutal? It was really brutal, eh? Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed? Or were you the one getting pushed? It doesn't mean that someone down like that.
Or you pushed someone.
With his mind-boggling tales, and the way he used the word brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey! Watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? Oh. Does that mean he got something wrong there? Okay, anyway, the victim was shoved down from behind. I don't know, I don't want another penalty. Is it this? There's no stab mark. Here. I don't know. It was drizzling that day. Well, let's see. I think this one, we can't see a stab mark.
Objection!
So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too. Just generally a soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. What? What do you mean? I mean, she doesn't look wet, but... I mean, it's a drawing.
But this photo is of the victim's body that was found in the car truck. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us to what it is. What is it about this photo?
I don't know.
Bizarro, I know it's not raining, but this photo took place after the murder. Like, I assume this photo was taken by the police when they first discovered her body.
I don't know.
I'm going for this. There's no stab mark.
Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat?
I mean, I was more hinting towards the fact that there was no stab mark, but sure, her coat.
As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim had actually fallen down...
Oh! Okay. They made sense of it. She would have been covered in mud.
And the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, good on you, Mia. I didn't even realize that.
The other day I fell on the mud, and my gorgeous playoff beard was befolded.
Objection!
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. I mean, it's a bridge. I don't know, man. That just doesn't seem right. If your honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy.
Fortunately, I still have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken.
Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? Ah, a real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman.
The scarf had mud on it.
Of course I can. Here is evidence. The evidence is this scarf. Huh? It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got it this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by a novice bimbo.
Whoa! Edgeworth, hold up.
Hey, same to you, buddy. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
Objection!
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between
the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is why there is a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may have been. Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. So showing the defendant and the victim. Or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's so pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. What? One of the evidence was faked? Oh no, we're dealing with old Edgeworth here. And with that, ladies and gents, I have to make a call. So, have a good one, everybody. And I should be back later tonight for more. Thank you for being in my jury. I am sorry that there appeared to be a bit of an argument in the comments. I did do a timeout for both people involved, even though both weren't necessarily blameless, but blameful. But, you know, I've never done timeouts for before, and maybe I am a god inflicting my will upon you, or maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't want arguments to be happening in my chat that are mean. Anyways, everybody, please have a good day. I'll be back probably later on. Bye. Oh wait, I don't say bye anymore. Ciao.